and welcome everyone, Lionheart here, and I'm doing my final review for a series of GAMDIAS products that I've been looking at on my channel. This one is the GAMDIAS Eros 7.1 surround sound gaming headset. I'll just say stereo gaming, but it has a 7.1 virtualized surround in there, and I'll be doing a mic test to my Corsair Vengeance 1500 headset within this review as well, so you can see what it sounds like. This isn't GAMDIAS's kind of most powerful headset. It's not their most expensive. It's not their kind of their top of the range flagship. That would be their Hephaestus headset, which I hope to review at some point in the future. But this is kind of a medium tier. It's around about £40–45. Link in the description where you can pick it up if you're interested in buying. But it yeah, we're going to dive into the box and have a look at the headset. So, what comes in the box? Well, you have a little quick start guide, installation guide, which shows you what you need to do, little bits on it. Let's have a little browse, put on my glasses. It's very nice, it's in lots of different languages. Pretty standard. Anyway, I'm wearing the headset around my head and around my neck, and it feels really comfy. So, let's have a look at this thing. It has a big old boom mic here. Nice headband, pretty solid plastic on the top, and then these slightly shinier finished plastic on the sides. Now, as I said, this is not a a 70, 80, 90 pound or even £100 plus gaming headset. This is a cheaper entry. This is about £40 or so, but it does have virtualized 7.1 surround, so probably for that price range you're not going to find much of a cheaper headset, bar perhaps one of the Plantronics headsets that are out there. So, how does it feel? That's really comfy. It's really lightweight because it is plastic. It doesn't compress my head at all. It can, expand out to a large head over here, and of course, you can expand it on the sides to any shape and length you want, which is pretty good. These plastic bits, well, they are plastic, are pretty darn solid. Now, the only thing I'm going to say, just by holding it, it does feel like a cheaper product, which, compared to the rest of the GAMDIAS products that I have reviewed, they've all been pretty solid feeling, the ZEUS eSports gaming mouse and the HERMES keyboard. But then again, both of those have been up in the £70 to £100 price range. So this is a lot cheaper. So, obviously, it's going to be using some cheaper materials. But, I mean, the ear pads do wobble on the sides, make a bit of a rattle if you move them. That's with obviously the extension bit there, that's to facilitate that. But the actual plastic itself, while it is shiny, and I would have personally preferred that perhaps, they keep it all in this kind of matte black finish rather than going shiny at the sides or shiny all over, which does make the side bits look a little bit cheaper. It is still nice, and it's nicely presented with the ZEUS logo on the side and Eros on the top. It is still nice, and I do actually like the look of it. It does look cool. And you have obviously a gap between that and the ear pad, and the ear pads can move around with reasonable ability there. The pads are incredibly soft, and you've got this nice little kind of texture on the inside there. They don't rotate round to the side, so you can't do what a lot of other headsets do, which is turn out to the side. In fact, I'll show you straight away, because I have my Corsair Vengeance 1500 headset, which is what I use to do all my gaming commentaries. They do that, and it's just a pivot on the side, so you can have them around like that, well, mic away, and like that, so you can actually listen to sound out like that, almost using little mini speakers. So, but then again, this is nearly double the price of this, so that's an unfair comparison to make, I guess. And this is, rather than having that little swivel feature, has got virtualized 7.1 surround, which I actually, in a lot of headsets I've tried out that have that feature, I'm quite impressed with it. One thing I'm going to say about it is that, personally, I would have preferred GAMDIAS to have a flexi mic here, rather than a solid kind of boom mic here. It's not detachable either. Not that that really bothers me, and I'm not really fussed by detachable mics. But it is a solid mic there, and while the mic is kind of a little bit bulged out here to try and get the best position to your face. It's quite a way away from it. Now I will do obviously a sensitivity test and things like that, but when I did test this on a TeamSpeak server, I did find that the mic was actually a really good, sharp quality. In fact, it's probably one of the better mics I've tested. I believe it's better than the SteelSeries Siberia V2, which I tested a while back. It's not as good as my Corsair Vengeance 1500, but it is incredibly close to the quality, and we'll see that in the mic test. But as far as I can tell, even though it has like a little hole here, I don't believe it actually has a noise-cancelling microphone on the outside. From all its spec that I've read up on it, it doesn't have one. But then, to be fair, not to be expected on a £40 gaming headset. But I would have preferred or liked to see a more flexible mic here. I know that their flagship headset, the GAMDIAS Hephaestus, does have a really nice flexi boom mic. It's in keeping with the design though, keeping it all, one solid unit, and ideally they've obviously tested it to make sure that it's at the optimum level for the mic. But as I said, I did find it quite sensitive when I was on TeamSpeak, in that it picked up my voice beautifully and clear, but it did actually pick up the sound from inside the headphones. So maybe these need to noise cancel a little bit more or something like that. And I didn't even have the volume up too high. I did try tweaking the sensitivity settings, but it then made my friends' voices too quiet on the TeamSpeak, and I couldn't really hear them that well. So I had to kind of boost it up to a level where I could hear them, but then they heard themselves because there was feedback through the mic. That may be something that I can tweak in sensitivity settings. So we're going to have a look at the software that comes with this, and we'll do a mic test as well. So yeah, to the mic test.
Okay, so we're now on the desktop looking at the HERMES software, which runs the majority of GAMDIAS products. I've got the ZEUS esports gaming mouse, I've got the HERMES keyboard, and I've now got the Eros headset. But the thing is, unlike the keyboard and the mouse, the Eros headset runs through its own little mixer software. Be nice to see if this could be integrated into the HERMES software, because personally, I'm not going to lie, this doesn't look anywhere near as good as the kind of the nicely finished and polished look of the HERMES software. This looks quite Windows 98 sort of thing. But that's fine, it's not all about looks. If it does what it needs to do, that's great. So you have the option to say what your system input is giving you in. So you can start with stereo 2-channel, and then you can enable the 7.1 virtual speaker shifter, which should give you 7.1. And I'll test that, you guys won't be able to hear it, but so there's no point me testing that. I was thinking I'll play a video, but I will, once I finish the mic test in a moment, show you what the kind of maximum sound capabilities of this headset are. But you have plenty of options here. Change all the various settings here. You've got a mixer setting here where you can set all the outputs and things like that, all the volume and speaker. I have it incredibly low because it's actually a very powerful headset, which I'll show in a moment. I've got the microphone maxed up. I don't know why my digital output's up, but we'll lower that. And obviously you can listen to yourself if you put the microphone up and what have you. You've got an effect bit here where you can change all the equalizer presets. You can change the environment, see how large an environment you are for all the sound. This is all the 7.1 mixer settings, but I believe, let's see if you can do it without it all enabled. Yep, you can. You can do it for just stereo. But it sounds really nice. It's a really good 7.1 virtual system. I can't fault it at all. So let's move on to the karaoke/magic voice. Now this is probably more of a novelty than something you're going to use regularly, or perhaps to troll your friends on TeamSpeak, or on perhaps a game that enables voice chatting game. But it is good fun. If you hit the on button, you can enable magic voice. Cool. And we can put on
dinosaur mode or monster mode, which should sound absolutely terrifying and horrible. You can also have
cartoon. Hello, I'm a cartoon. What are you doing? Oh no! Hello, I'm a cartoon. What are you doing? You can also
have the male preset, which I don't really know how that affects your voice too much. Or you can
have hello, I'm a lady. I'm a female, and you can also change the key shifting.
but back to Monster.
Let's turn that off. And then you obviously have information looking at all the audio codecs and things like that, and all that, how that's supported. So that is essentially how that all runs. And I'm just going to say a kind of a single phrase or something like that, which I'll then repeat with the Corsair Vengeance microphone, so you can see how that shapes up. This is Lionheart doing a review of the GAMDIAS Eros 7.1 Virtual Surround Gaming Headset. Now on to the Corsair Vengeance. And now I'm talking with the Corsair Vengeance 1500. This is Lionheart doing a review for the GAMDIAS Eros 7.1 Surround Sound Virtual Headset.
So you've just heard the mic test between the GAMDIAS Eros 7.1 Virtual Surround Sound Headset and my existing headset, which I use for all my Let's Plays and gaming commentaries, which is the Corsair Vengeance 1500. Now, in terms of cost, this costs around about £70. This is around about £40. Now, listening back to that mic test, there is very little difference between the two. In fact, this one sounds a little bit more bassy, and this one just kind of sounds, it mutes more of the background sound, and that is again because of the, I don't believe this headset has a noise cancelling microphone. It does have a little hole there, but I don't know. It's basically, if it does have one, it's nowhere near as effective as the Corsair Vengeance one, which has one pretty much similar to the main microphone on the inside there. The 7.1 virtual surround on here is really good. I'm going to play a video at the moment at maximum volume so you can just see, you know, how loud these things can actually get, to a degree at least. So, mic-wise, this is a really good mic, but I fear that its sensitivity that could be an issue here, because you would have heard in that video me clicking a few keys perhaps, but which the Corsair Vengeance doesn't do because of the noise cancelling slightly better on it. But for a £40 headset, for something nearly half the price of the Corsair Vengeance, this thing has a mic that is probably as good as that. It's just it doesn't have the noise cancelling mic on the outer facing side as well, or it doesn't have one as good. So mic-wise, and you guys who follow my channel regularly and see my other reviews will know that I have tried out a lot of headset mics, and I'm always on a quest to find the perfect combination of headset and mic. Will know that by me saying that this is a good mic, you should probably take that as a, well, it is a good mic. I can't it down. It just might be a bit oversensitive, but I'm sure there's plenty of ways to tweak that. The Eros software itself that comes with it, that you can download, and there's ways in TeamSpeak and other voice chats to tweak it and things like that too. So you should be able to work that out. But for £40, that is a brilliant mic, and the fact that it's got a brilliant mic and virtual 7.1, which is good. GAMDIAS, you're doing good here. You're ticking all the right boxes. So now we're just going to quickly load up one of my videos in the background while this is plugged in to see what it's like. Okay, so I've just loaded up my welcome to my Lionheart, welcome to my channel trailer as such. For those of you that aren't subscribed to my channel, this will be the video you see when you come onto my channel. If you haven't subscribed, if you have subscribed, you won't see it, but it's kind of like a little welcome trailer for my channel. So I've got my volume on these set to maximum, and I'm just going to hit play on the video. Hello and welcome everybody, Lionheart here and welcome to my channel. I specialise in the award-winning Total War series for PC, covering huge, epic battles on a scale you've never seen before if you haven't checked out Total War. Now, that covers Rome, the Roman period, medieval, 18th century. Okay, so I think you guys can gather from that. It's pretty darn loud. It's a very loud headset. When I put it on, it wouldn't be comfortable listening to this thing at 100%. It does show that it can go rather high, but also it does show that a lot of the sound is leaked out through the ear pads. Even when you've got it on, you'll still hear a pretty reasonable amount. I don't know whether how much you guys heard when I put them on and you heard them. But again, you've got to remember this is a £40 headset, but it's got, obviously you can see it's got a really good high volume range. You can go up really nice and loud, so you're never going to be complaining that these things are too quiet. I normally have the volume for these at about 10. So you're not going to be worrying about the sound there at all. So that is pretty darn good. So let's wrap up. But before we do, let me quickly show you the volume control for this thing, because it has 4 buttons on here. The middle one, well, that's not a button in the middle, it just lights up. But you have a mute all audio, so you'll mute all the sounds coming through that, and you have a mute microphone at the other end, and then you have a plus and minus for volume control, which is pretty darn good. You get this really nice, I do like this really nice braided cable. That's a really nice bit about it. It's really sturdy and strong as well. That's not going to, you know, get damaged easily. And you've got plenty of cable. There is plenty of cable here, so you're not going to be stretching awkwardly to plug it all in and things like that. You can wander around your room with these on, and obviously, you know, if you just want to use them as a headset without the mic, you can go all over the place. Woo! Well, that's not a really good way of showing the length of cable, but it's a very long cable. That's all the way plugged down to my PC down there. So anyway, it's time to give these guys a score. Now, I have to remember I can't compare them as much to my Corsair Vengeance because they're nearly double the price. But for £40, in fact, you can't even compare them to the SteelSeries Siberia V2s, which I've got here, which I reviewed, because these are about £60. You may be able to find them cheaper, but that's the general fee. This has got a better mic than the SteelSeries Siberia V2, so if it's a mic you're looking for a 40-ish pound headset, this is solid. Just remember, you might need to tweak some settings to get all that sensitivity right. The Virtual 7.1 is a huge plus for these. The SteelSeries Siberia V2s do not have Virtual 7.1, they are just stereo. So, and the 7.1 on this is nearly as good as the Corsair Vengeance 1500. It doesn't have as much bass, but it is still pretty darn good. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. The reason why I'm not giving it 10 out of 10, the mic sensitivity, I'd like to have seen a noise cancelling mic on there, but obviously that would have perhaps pushed the price up. The main thing I would have just liked to see about the mic is one that's a bit more flexible, because you can't move it closer or further away from your mouth, which may help with the sensitivity issues. But perhaps because of the way the mic is built, GAMDIAS felt that is the optimum position for it, and through that mic test it is. There's no qualms about that. It is in a really good place. It's not that close to your mouth, so it's not going to get, you know, it's not in there going, ah, you're not eating it, and you don't need to have it that close. It shows you don't need to have it that close to be able to use it effectively. I would have preferred probably a matte black finish on here rather than it shiny, because it does make it look a little bit cheap, sort of a little bit cheaper. Personally, I like the colour scheme. The red and black works really well, the braided cable. But yeah, just those kind of smaller things, the inability to alter the mic around too much. You know, you maybe can't twist the headphone cups out, which is you can't do with the SteelSeries, but a lot of headsets these days are doing that. The fact that they perhaps don't have the kind of same finish all the way through, and that these are a little bit wobbly. But apart from that, the sound quality is brilliant. The mic, if you can sort out the sensitivity, is solid, or if you're just doing it, you know, if you're not having to worry about background sounds, this is a solid mic. And should be fine for things like TeamSpeak and Skype if you just tweak those settings a little bit. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for the Eros gaming headset. If you want to check out my other reviews for all my other GAMDIAS products, link to the overview video for all of them, where you can easily click on annotation and go to the next review, is in the description, so do go check that out if you're interested. And yeah, please do remember to comment, rate and subscribe to my channel for more product reviews, gameplays and all sorts of gaming madness. Ciao for now.